happy, sleazy Americans. Question is, was it a marshal or a sheriff that got killed on November 15th, 1999 at the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation office in Roseville, California, near Sacramento? I had survived an assassination attempt that I have elaborated upon. In an ongoing robbery during banking deregulation week, I was first stunned at a bank on November 11th, 1999, uninventoried assets. Me and a fake boss, I say fake because he wasn't my actual boss, I don't think, went to the bank and he went in the vault and I was told to sit and I was stunned. On November 12th, 1999, my boss came in and he said someone had tried to burn his neighborhood in Roseville, California with fuel, jet fuel. He was evacuated. He put his finger or a gun to my back later that morning and told me to go into the boardroom. Everyone had to go into the boardroom. He told me to sit in the CEO chair. The CEO chair was wired, as was the table, to be stunned. I had brought a cane because my VA counselor, who made me go into accounting out of medical school, told me he wanted me to be an electrical engineer. That's why I suspected I would be shocked or electrocuted. I had forgotten military events when we were stunned and injected in 1983. I had forgotten the robbery of my brother's will, Kurt Cobain, Nirvana, in 1994. Stunned and injected in both instances. I escaped from the robbery in 94. Back to this. Was it a sheriff or was it a marshal who was taken and possibly killed on November 15th, 1999 from the FDIC Sacramento at the Roseville office in California? It was a Monday. On November 12th, after I was told to sit in the CEO chair, all of us bank examiners, I noticed one bank examiner to my left raised his hands and feet. I don't think he was a bank examiner. And all the other bank examiners were being stunned and falling asleep as if. The commando unit came in. I had my hands and feet on my cane expecting a bomb or an electrical shock. And I was conscious for a few seconds. The guard was yelling, "You are some crazy mother effers." And then I went unconscious because my feet slipped off the cane and hit the floor. Make a long story short, and I repeated this verbatim. After the stun and inject event, or after the stunning at the office, a woman was called from the table. She had said that something just happened here. She was called from the table, told to leave the office. The guard had already been killed. The man who was to my left had stood up and turned his back towards me. And he was standing where the guard had been sitting, right in front of that chair at that point. The man came up behind me when we were leaving the office. He was double checking to see if I knew what happened. He said, "Now's the time to put on your cape." He was a large man, but it wasn't my boss. It wasn't the guard. It was a man who had been to my left, and he had probably just changed clothes. "Now's the time to put on your cape." I saw the girl leaning over a table. Looked like she was unconscious, leaning over a desk on the other side of the office. My federal bank examiner, the one who asked, "Is something going on here?" Joe, bank examiner, had said, "Did somebody just yell?" He did not recall the guard yelling in his ear, "You were some crazy mother effers," because he was going unconscious. Kendall, my boss, or Kenneth Justice, he had leaned his head to his side. He had put his right arm to his left side. And he was unconscious when all the rest of us became conscious. So I thought he was full of shit. And now I don't know if he was dead or what was going on. So all hell broke loose that day. My throat was slit. I was overdosed. I was in a medical code condition. I believe they might have used some of that glue stuff to get my neck back together. I had this weird cut on my neck. It was real sensitive. And that was the 12th. On the 12th. And on the 13th, I actually went to sleep in the office that night. My boss didn't seem to be happy with that. He thought I was going to escape or whatever. I had no recollection of what had happened or what was going on. I knew something was weird, but I thought I would stay there that night and see if I could catch them. After all, I'm getting paid for this. I thought I would get paid workers' compensation or compensatory damages. They don't pay. The robbers probably got paid billions. I got paid $40,000 a year, and the termination of my life has been thrown in the toilet. Never work in military finance in the United States. It's a third world country, kids. You gotta bite the bullet. Better yet, skip the bullet. Go take a job at Taco Bell. So, so on November 13th, I escaped. I drove all the way to San Francisco, a horrendous journey. I've gone into what happened before this on another video, or in my writings. Drove to San Francisco. I was being harassed there. I actually knocked unconscious when I was getting into my car. They were searching the vehicle. And then I got into the vehicle in my truck and I drove to Santa Rosa. I almost hit the Robin Williams tunnel, the face of it. I made it to my girlfriend's house and we were stunned. There was a guy waiting for me there. The police had been called, but it wasn't a cop. It was the same big guy that was at the table to my left at the CEO table, and I think he was mopping up, meaning killing people and getting things out of the way. 911 had gone dead. The girl had tried to call 911. It wasn't any use either. The phone wasn't even operable at that time. So, let me see. I went to my girlfriend's house, and she had noticed me on the news, or she said she saw me on the news. I should turn myself in. I said, "What? I don't know what you're talking about." I was forgetting everything. They'd given me a lobotomy, meaning they cut out a piece of my brain. I think they did it surgically. So, oh man, we were stunned that she never mentioned anything else. We went back in. Weird incident at her house. Also, there was some man hanging around her house, and she didn't know who it was. She did have children. I hate I even brought that mess up into that house, in that family, because they're a good family. I didn't mean to do that. I shouldn't even taken the job. But anyway, back on this topic. I had forgotten everything and went back to work on November 15th. And I got to the door. Ken Dahl or some other fake boss told me, "What are you doing here? You should go get another job. You should take a day off." I think he wanted to kill me when I left. I wouldn't leave. So I came in, and Ken Dahl said, "A marshal's coming." He told somebody else a marshal was coming. I don't know if it was a marshal or a sheriff or even it was anyone. However, someone did come out that day because I was stunned again. I remember I was sitting in a computer terminal. I was either stunned or walking around in a coma. I hadn't healed from what had happened on Saturday. I was still kind of in a coma, and I was sitting in a computer terminal, and somebody said, the guy told me, he said, I think when the marshal came, or the sheriff, or whatever he was, so another FDIC worker said, they said you tried to commit suicide. You need to go talk to them. I said, "What? I didn't try to commit suicide." So I heard something going on in the other office, or in the office. No, nothing was ever mentioned. Later that day, I went out to my truck. Ken Dahl or Ken Justice or somebody wanted me to go with him. We needed to go talk about what had happened. He said I hit somebody that Saturday. I had a dent in my bumper. And somebody else came up and said, one of the robbery crew came up and said, "Don't worry about it. Don't mess with him." And we were stunned again. At that point, what I call the stun car, which is like a embassy car with metal plating. You can sit in it, you can be stunned in it. I don't know how they do it. But I think whoever the marshal, the sheriff, whoever he was, went off in that car. They stuck duct tape on the back of my truck to try to remind me of the attempted murder. I had forgotten it, and I thought it was just vandalism. I had a Sheriff Jack Tillman terminated in 4/3/2001 for stealing inmate food funds. But if this sheriff was killed, I have sincere regrets, and that's, you're not paid enough. Plus, Kurt Brown, St. Rambo Mobile Audit Club. Take a look at the GoFundMe account. I need some health care. Every time I go to get health care, I'm stunned or I'm injected. Now, I might have actually been used. They might, one time I was knocked unconscious. They might have done something to me to make me get my memory back. When it came back in 2010 to 2017, it was a slow, gradual recovery, and now I'm recovered. I'm trying to figure out what to do. I'm sorry for the family of the marshal or the sheriff if he was killed when he was taking away the stun car. I'm sorry to anybody I might have hit when I fled on Saturday, stunned and injected, throat slit, and lobotomy. Facebook, Kurt Brown Mobile Audit Club. Google Plus, Kurt Brown St. Rambo Mobile Audit Club. Have a happy F-Dick day. A dick and two balls. Plum Loco.